This episode is brought to you by Midwest Night Watchers, found everywhere on your favorite podcast platforms.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Piercing the Veil.
Welcome back, everyone. Another happy Sunday.
Yes.
Happy Sunday.
Hope you guys are all doing well. I mean, I know everybody's having all kinds of weather issues, whether you're freezing or getting warmer than usual and snow and all this stuff happening across the whole U.S. I mean, we've had ups and downs here that we shouldn't be having.
High winds, which has been crazy. But we are warming up, and we're going to warm up again. Looks like we might have some upper 60s and maybe 70s in a few days.
Yep. It's going to be unseasonably warm for this early in the year for us anyway. Which always brings storms and threats, tornadoes and all that good stuff for us.
Not ready for that. Okay. Well, let's welcome everyone in before it goes crazy. We've got Gemini Moon, we got Gary, Roger, Lulu. I see a Dwarfy. And where we go? We got Midwest, we've got Clay.
Got Roger.
Lulu, Roger, Gemini, Twisted, Sober Carper. We got a few UKs in the house.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome in, everyone. This is going to be a really interesting show. So it's about the fourth time we've had Jesus on, I think.
Yeah. So if you guys saw my my thumbnail that we made, you can see that it says Jesus Payan, and you may know him from the series Breaking Bad and been in some movies, and really, really great guy. And not realizing until we contacted him that he was into Bigfoot and UFOs and old world and all that good stuff that we like talking about. So it's been a 4-part series, I guess, if we keep bringing them back, talking about new subjects. And tonight's going to be UFOs and drones and things that you can see in the skies.
Hopefully. I see that he lost his contact.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He's got bad cell phone service, so he
is
back.
All right.
Well, while he's coming back in, I just wanted to mention that we've been having movie nights, creepy movie nights on Rumble. And this last weekend, we've done the best that we've done in this last month that we've been doing this. And everybody last night was just tremendous. We had the most views for one show that we've ever had on Rumble so far. So that's really doing good. I want to thank everybody that showed up for our creepy movie nights. And we'll look forward to seeing you again Thursday or Friday, Saturday this coming week.
All right. So still looks like he might be frozen. No, he's moving around. Okay.
All right. So we'll go ahead
bring him on.
We'll go ahead and bring Jesus up and get this show going.
No.
Welcome.
Welcome back, Jesus.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
It looks like you got a little bad connection here. Hopefully it won't freeze up too bad.
No, I think we're all right.
Right? I can hear you guys real good.
All right. Yeah, you're kind of a little robotic sounding.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's how.
We got a robotic Jesus.
I am one of the new Hollywood clones.
Ah. Yeah, you might want to go out and come back in. You're still breaking up and freezing on our end.
I can continue going like this the whole time.
We were doing good before the show. Robotic Jesus. Oh my, will the real Jesus come show up?
So we're glad to have you back. But like we said, we've had you on several times, and this time we're talking about UFO and drones and all that weird stuff that's popping up in people's skies. And tell us how you've been able to see them, or what's going on that you've seen in the skies.
Well, for me, it started when I was 3 years old. That's when I first saw my first UFOs in England, about an hour and a half away from Rendlesham Forest incident in 1980. And it continued all my life. It never stopped. I'm known for Bigfoot, really, right now, but I've experienced abductions. I still see UFOs. I have video of them. I have lots of pictures. Some of my visitations have made the newspaper. Yeah, so it's a very constant thing to me. So it's really interesting now that they are making themselves seen as much. And of course, the government is utilizing this moment to profit on it in however way you want to look at it. But yeah, it's really wild what's going on right now and the amount of things that are happening in our skies.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I see it. They wouldn't pay any attention to it at all unless they could make money off of it. And that's why they drag it out and don't give us any information, don't tell us what they know, because they know the longer they keep this stretched out, the more money they'll be able to soak up out on this.
And the last few years, they've acted surprised about the things up in the sky. And I'm going, really? You act surprised? They've known about this for 80 years or more.
Yep. And I used to give talks in the early 2000s, on UFOs in the Bible and throughout history. So, yeah, it's been prevalent in my life, but I was experiencing a lot of Bigfoot stuff. So I started just, making documentaries on Bigfoot. I include on my channel, on Breaking Discoveries channel, my Breaking Bigfoot series. There's also, if you go to my playlist, it'll say the Paranormal 360 playlist, which is all UFO footage that I've filmed over time. And not too many people seem to pay attention to that part of my channel. They mostly want to just hear about Bigfoot,
Right. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how all these different I'm going to say sects or parts of the paranormal, whether it's ghosts or UFOs or Bigfoot cryptids. I mean, sometimes they mix, and other times it's like they don't want to have anything to do with the other fields.
Wow. So what do you think of all the orbs and the plasmoids that were showing up also?
Well, we've got to wonder, of course, are they UFOs that we're only able to see the energy surrounding them? When you start thinking about technology in different dimensions, or if we're talking about they have transformed into this plasma balls while they're traveling, it could be just entities, no ships, that they have the technology just to envelop themselves in this energy field. Or I have pictures of orb. I should have sent that one, damn it, that I call a ghost, though, because there was a face inside the green orb and you could see it going like this, and it had I guess Medusa or horns on it, because usually people that show orbs, you can kind of see something in it, sort of. But this one, it's like you can see a face, eyes, mouth, nose, all that stuff, real specifically. And it's a real hard tell, you know, what we're seeing. Like, you know, what is it? Is it Project Bluebeam? Is it being projected?
Right.
What are we dealing with? Is it evil? Is it not evil? How can we tell a difference? Is it a drone or is it a UFO? People think that if it has blinking lights, it must be a plane. You know, not knowing that a whole bunch of UFOs can take other forms. They can make all kinds of pretty lights on their UFO cells. And if they don't want to be noticed, then they can just pass by with a red light here, or a green light there, or a white light in the back. You know, and we will be like, oh, that's just a plane, you know?
Right.
And the fact that I've seen them up close and personal, literally in front of me, like 5 feet in front of me, to where I actually have boarded these things, seen them over, like, I'd say a good 40 feet above my head. I'm nowhere in the realm of maybe they exist. My concern was more, are the ones that are messing with me, are they evil, or are these not evil ones? You know,
Right.
what's the reason they're doing it? Why are they letting me see? Why do they have me doing all this stuff? So it's really curious on what the purpose and reason they're showing themselves this much right now. And is it ghosts, like you said, the plasmoids and stuff? I don't know. I wish I did, you know?
Right. Some of the videos that I've seen of the plasmoids, not necessarily the orbs, but the energy looking ones, is, you know, people are mentioning, you know, biblical and the wheel inside the wheel spinning. A lot of it looks like they're rotating and there's more than one wheel inside of a wheel, if you'd say. And other people are talking about angels and demons, just like you mentioned. And I don't know, but is that why the government or whoever was flying drones and chasing orbs and UFOs are showing up because of this energy? Or is it, you know, because it's the angels, because it's the demons, it's a dimensional thing? I mean, there's so many different avenues you can look at this, but it's just fascinating watching those videos.
Right.
Yep, one of the pictures I sent you of you. It's like a black background, and it looks like a light colored wheel. You can almost see spokes, and I have the actual video on my channel. But that reminded me of, you know, the description of Ezekiel's wheel. You know, not the version that scientists have imagined and put together, but more of an actual wheel looking like object. And it was over here in New Mexico, southern New Mexico, I would say between Carrizozo and Alamogordo, somewhere near the missile range, or the White Sands missile range. And it wasn't up high in the sky, it was pretty low, you know? So, you know, I watched it and
Is this the right image you're talking about?
Was this recent you took this?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Oh, no, this was over probably 8 years ago. But if you watch the actual video, you'll see way more detail. And yeah, it's wild, man. The shape it had, and it literally had spokes, you know? Yeah, I've seen some wild stuff.
Wow. Huh.
Okay,
That's
so
cool.
You mentioned a channel. Is it, you do have a YouTube channel? It looks like someone did post the link, but they're not a mod. So one of the mods grab that link and we can start posting.
Yeah, breaking discoveries on YouTube, right?
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea you actually had a YouTube channel. Okay, so
it's been a little while since I posted
that link off of Oren, and then we can actually have the link in the chat.
Cool. Yeah, I have like over, I think, 80 videos. You know, half of, you know, a lot, majority is Bigfoot, and then the rest is UFO stuff. You know, and I have every version of UFO you could imagine that I filmed and been followed by. It doesn't matter where I live, what state, what country, I see them still. And it got so unnerving to me because of the abductions. At one point, I literally asked them not to let me remember anymore. Y'all can, you know, still fly around, whatever, come get me. As long as you're not going to hurt me, I don't want to remember being up there, because they were letting me see them constantly and remembering stuff from being there. And it gets, you know, really mind messing with you, blowing your head, you know. And it was a lot of stress that I just couldn't deal with no more because life was already kicking me in the butt, you know? So I was just like, please, you know, do what you got to do, but I don't want to remember no more, please, you know? And I don't.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, I don't feel like I've been abducted, but for some reason, I really like UFOs and all this talk and everything in it. And I research it, and Jane's been in all these subjects for a long time. So personally, I don't know if I've been abducted, but I don't care if I find out or don't find out. I just enjoy the subject of UFOs and aliens and dimensions and cryptids and all this stuff. So somehow I'm into it, but I don't know how.
I think we've all had one time or another.
Some kind of experience like that, yep. You know?
So let's bring up some more of your pictures.
Sure.
And you can go through them with us and we can talk more about it.
Sure.
So what are we looking at here? The light underneath the clouds?
Yes. There's a second picture of a close-up of it. Once, you know, I enhanced it even more because, you know, people will say that, oh, it was just the sun hitting the clouds a specific way. I've never seen a cloud up close to me lit up on the bottom the way it was lit up. This one was lit up, and once I enhanced it in the middle of those the two clouds right there, you'll see a circle of lights.
Right.
It's another one like that, but it's a close up.
All right,
I'll close up on it. I don't know if
I evidently don't have them in order, so I'll
but yeah,
find
so
it.
that I was driving to Albuquerque.
Oh,
No worries.
Is that it?
I was driving to Albuquerque and I saw it. Let's see.
Oh, wow.
I don't see it yet. It has like lights in the middle.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a
There you go.
There's a ring of
circle
light
light.
in the middle.
So I don't think it was just the sun playing tricks on my camera, you know, and that's a lot of the images I've sent to you. I've already enhanced them just for the reason of I could go through the original one in the process, but I would have sent you like 3 million pictures and it just wouldn't make sense to me. So all the pictures that I have sent you have been sharpened, brightened, all that stuff. And a lot of UFOs, they hide in clouds. They pretend to be clouds. And a lot of people don't even know when there's a whole fleet of giant ships passing over their heads as clouds, you know?
Right.
It's really wild.
Yeah, because we've seen that ourselves. Even in our backyard, we'll see clouds, and they'll some of them will be dark or kind of dark, or some of them will be bright clouds, and there'll be a black line underneath of them, and they're shaped usually like a UFO or something like that. That'd be a perfect place to hide if I, you know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's pretty wild what is out there. If you once you've seen these things, it's hard to unsee them, you know?
Yeah.
They stick out like a sore thumb. And that's the thing. When I see these things, because I've been sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just zooming in on the original picture of the whole landscape, and I can when I zoom in enough, I can see the white dots. So then I get to your enhanced picture, then it really shows up.
Yep.
Oh wow. They definitely hide in clouds.
And that's the thing is I've seen so much crazy stuff in my time that I don't trust my own mind, my own eyes. So the second I see something weird, I bring up my camera and start taking pictures just to make sure it's there, that I'm not imagining it. You know?
Right.
So
yep, exactly.
This one I took 2 pictures, okay? I'll get a feeling and it'll say, take a picture right now in my head, you know? And I'll do it. So this one, there you go. There's the other one. You can actually see the UFO up there. So in 2 pictures, seconds apart, it's there, and in the other one, it's not there. You know?
Wow. Yes, it's that if you wouldn't know to look or zoom in on it, then you wouldn't necessarily notice that probably up in the sky.
So I've been noticing that the last couple of years. I've been paying attention to dark spots in a white cloud. Like, okay, why is that so dark right there? So yeah, I've been noticing strange shapes and just a different formation, the colors in clouds and lights. Oh wow!
The other picture, it's no longer there. And that one, in the same spot, all gone.
That's a plasmoid.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, that one's cool too. That was in Las Vegas. Wow. I took that one in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow. Now, was that changing shapes as you were watching it, or could you tell, or that you just happened to grab that?
It was just slowly passing by.
Wow. So did it have a color to it at all, or just white?
Just white, silent. Okay. And I was raised on military bases. I was born on a military base and raised on many Air Force bases, and I lived on the Davis Mountain Air Force Base with the largest airplane graveyard. So I've seen planes a lot, every version you could imagine in my lifetime. So I have a good, idea of when it's a plane and when it's not, versus something of our own, that's not talked about or allowed for people to be known.
I wonder what that ball on top of it is. Yeah. You see the line of the white, and then there's that circle on top.
Right. I found that really interesting because that's not how planes light up themselves.
Yeah. Right. That's a good catch.
Thank you.
There's the circle.
That one's fascinating. You
think that's if you look at the very right?
You think it's one ship?
I think it's one ship.
Okay.
And if you look to the very right, at the very end of it, there's a little thing on the right side, and there's a little thing on the left side. The dark, it was like a little piece of cloud, and then on the left side there's the identical thing. So it's symmetrical. The end comes to a point. So to me, you can actually start seeing the shape of whatever this vehicle is.
Right.
Once you can look past it being a cloud, and you really examine, imagine if you had, say, a car, okay, a sedan, whatever I don't care, and you were able to emit a misty, gaseous emanation of smoke that emanates 5 feet outside every part of your vehicle. You'd still have kind of a shape of a car, and you'd be, hey, look at it. There's a cloud that looks like an airplane. Just a cloud looks like a rocket. There's a cloud. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, I can start to see a shape in this if you follow the outline of the.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah.
And then you got to ask yourself, why would a cloud look like that? Why would it glow like that underneath?
Yeah.
I've seen a million sunsets, and they don't do that usually.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's another one from a video I have. Again, it was over here in south of New Mexico, near Alamogordo, New Mexico, from my front porch.
Wow.
Wow.
So do you think these 3 lights on the bottom, are they connected to this, or are those like drones, or
I would say those are little ships beneath it.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, a lot of people are seeing these little lights coming out of a bigger light.
If you look at that big one, you can see that there's a circle. Oh, this is the fun one. Okay, so one day, one day I was driving again to Albuquerque from Alamogordo, and I noticed what looked like a strange thing in the sky, of course, and I got out and took pictures, and I just kept on taking pictures. This right here, I have put together a collage of all of the one object as it moved through the sky right there. So you're going to see a couple other ones, not with all those because it's all just the same object turning slightly. To me, it looks like a wedding tent, you know.
Yes.
But it wasn't that windy that day, so I don't think some poor people that just got married lost their tent and it was flying away, you know. But you'll see several other pictures with the background looking kind of like that with one object. You'll see that wire. You'll always see that wire kind of crossing through.
Right.
It's a telephone wire driving on the highway, and yeah, that was wild, you know, because
So it's like a time ellipse, or like you'd show like the sun setting or something all in one picture.
Yeah, exactly. So that one, that's also in Las Vegas, and that was very pink and very disc shaped, hovering over one of the Las Vegas buildings, right there by the strip, kind of. Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's planes and helicopters that fly around there all the time. I lived there. I wasn't just visiting, so I can tell when we have a plane coming by or it's a helicopter doing tours or whatever versus an oblong disc-shaped glowing hot pink thing, you know?
Right. So are all these going pretty fast, or some of them going slow, or how did you observe them? Were they
very few of them were going fast. The majority of them are very slow or just not moving at all, you know, and just sitting there. Okay, this is also Vegas. If you look directly above the middle building and zoom in.
Oh, I see.
There you go. Nice, beautiful disc-shaped UFO just hovering. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Boy, they like appearing to you.
Oh, yeah. Like, it got to the point where I was like, come on, guys, please stop. I was like, come on. You know?
Other than the 5 circles or whatever in the middle, this looks like it could be exactly the same shape as that one that was hiding in the clouds.
You know?
Wow.
They follow me. That's the thing. Yeah, the thing is, like, some of the people that I've been around people that see these things. I had one experience in Las Cruces where the neighbor kids came banging on my door and they were yelling, UFO guy, because I would sit out in front of the yard with my friend and talk about UFOs and stuff, and they'd sit down and want to hear about it. So I go to the door, open the door, and they're all, UFO guy, there's a UFO over your house. And I was like, you crazy kids, get out of here. And then I look past them and I see their parents in the street. And it was a mobile home court, dirt roads and stuff. And they're all looking up above my house, my trailer. And I was like, oh, crap. So I stick my head out. It was about 4 p.m. I stick my head out and look. And sure enough, there was a big white glowing disc over my house. And as soon as I saw it, it shot off over the mountain range and turned to 3 dots, glowing white dots in a, delta formation, and it just starts spinning and spinning and spinning, and it spun for a good hour. And the parents finally said, hey, Jesus. Like, yeah. They're all, that's really cool, man, but we're gonna go inside and have dinner now, okay? And I was like, okay. I didn't do that. I'm not doing that. And then 3 days later, I saw in a newspaper at my boss's house, on the front page of the El Paso Times, it said, it was a big article on some killer drug deal buster. On the left side said UFO said to be a weather balloon by Air Force. So I read the article, and it describes exactly what was going on that day for me. So then I called up my uncle. One of my uncles is a sheriff in El Paso, and I have another one that's a police detective, and the other one is a 911 operator. And I called up him, the 911 operator. I was like, "Hey, uncle," I didn't want to say nothing, lead him or nothing, So I said, "Hey, uncle, strange been at work call wise in the last few years." And he was like, Huh, that's so strange. I was gonna tell you, and it's just like, I forgot. Yeah. A few days ago, all of the 911 lines in El Paso, Anthony, Texas, and Las Cruces were jammed with UFO reports. And I was like, oh, okay,
Wow.
cool. You know, so like, I'm not alone when I see them. I've had instances where we're actually being visited by entities, creatures, whatever you want to call them, in front of people, roommates, girlfriends, all kinds of stuff. So right here, this picture here is again that same, what I call the wedding tent UFO, a close up of one of the images I took of it.
Yeah, the one where you did like a time lapse of all the images. So I was looking for it to try to find it. And to me, it looks like if anybody's familiar with Star Trek, any of those, it looks like a shuttlecraft to me. That's what I see.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
About an egg.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Egg's
does have an
almost
egg, a little bit of
egg-shaped
an egg
also.
shape if you look
Yeah.
at it the right way too.
It looks like a door or a window or something.
Right.
Wow.
It's the Breaking Bad camper.
Right.
Wow, that is definitely interesting. Wow.
Cool.
Do you think that since you have seen them pretty much your whole life, that you're pretty much like not really targeted, but on a list or whatever people want to call it, and that's why they keep appearing to you? You're pretty much on one of their lists. They're watching you.
Oh yeah, I'm a big old target.
Yeah,
I was
targeted.
I'm friends with Travis Walton, and several other known UFO abductees, and I didn't pursue them, but we ended up meeting, and we all had dinner one day, and excuse me, I found out that all of us had the same blood type, and I think I probably brought that up before, the type O negative blood
Right.
type, and we're like brought together and find each other without looking. And there's a whole bunch of just coincidences, and strangeness with these things, and I think that's part of why I experience ghosts, Bigfoots, werewolves now, or dogmen, aliens, whatever you want to call it, aliens. The list goes on and on and on. That's why I see so much craziness that I have to pull up my phone and look through the phone, like, okay, if it's there, okay, I'm not tripping, because there's so many people that just, they'll just talk about it, and then I get people that get like kind of like are angry at me almost, because I have so many pictures of all of these things and videos of all of these things, and they're like, oh, how you do that? Oh, you just see Bigfoots and ghosts and UFOs all the time, Jeebus. Right. And it's like,
we hear that a lot anymore. We hear all kinds of people talk about the blood types. You didn't used to hear it at first. Now people are talking about it all the time about certain blood types and maybe even different experiences depending on what blood type you have.
Yep.
Wow.
So this one looks
definitely
like
been an adventure.
We have a red light, or
oh, now I see it. Oh,
well, it's a silver disc, or it's like a reverse Oreo cookie, and in the middle is a red light. So the darkness is on the inside. The reflection on the metal is, you can see the reflection. It's almost like a eye. No,
darn YouTube gremlins. They don't want you to talk. You kind of broke up there a little bit. It was probably something very important that they're interfering with.
Well, he was talking about the red light and shining off of the metal.
Looks like an eyeball. Oh, wow. Wow, that one is definitely
Yes,
interesting.
Re-upload all my UFO stuff to my channel again, do a upload. And I got a Rumble channel now. It's Breaking Bigfoot on Rumble, and I'm gonna start uploading to Rumble now.
See, I heard that you're starting a Breaking Bigfoot on Rumble. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go out,
Yep.
Jesus, and come back in, but you're breaking up really bad.
Yeah,
It's hard to hear you sometimes.
You're starting to break up again really, really bad. So maybe a mod can go find the Rumble link. Yeah, they don't want him to talk, do they?
I'll try to go next.
Talk about being targeted.
We can't understand anything.
A bunch of people ready.
What was that? The powers that be are getting them. Well, I think he's froze. Hopefully he'll be back and we'll have a better connection there. Boy, that's been happening a lot here lately on shows. That right when they're getting into something really, really good, they lose sound, the mic goes, they crackle up, they freeze. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, I think he's trying to come back in, so hopefully we'll have a better connection. So I feel bad that we can't hear exactly everything that he's saying. So I really want to know when he's describing these photos.
Yeah, he looks good now. Yay.
All right.
A lot better. You don't look like you're breaking up. How's the sound?
Can you hear us at all?
What? I'm just kidding. Yeah.
All right.
All right. All right.
So I'll bring this one back up because we didn't hardly hear anything that you said about it.
Yeah, the little red thing.
Oh no, I was in Las Vegas, Nevada, walking to I think the corner store. That picture is over at the time before it got taken down, the Hard Rock Casino, way above it. But yeah,
A lot of Las Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that you can see it looks like reflection on metal. You know what I mean? I love that.
Yeah.
But
right.
It's really interesting, that red glow in the middle, you know?
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. That is really interesting. Did you see it come in and out of the clouds?
It was just sitting there.
Just sitting
just
there.
Hovering.
Just
staring at you. Watching you.
Yep.
I want to see if I've skipped any, because I was trying to bring the ones up that you're talking about to go together.
Right.
So this one has an orange glow of some lights.
Okay. Yep. So this one I call the old-timey bathtub UFO. And there's another picture, same colored sunset as the UFO. So this is an enlargement of the bigger picture that's also in there of a orangey, yellowy sunset. This is just a crop close up of that one. So yeah, that reminds me of the old timey bathtub, you know?
Yep, I can see like what it would look like, the claw feet and the shape of the old bathtub.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting. So
you sent me another picture. It goes with this one.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see if I can find her.
It's a real pretty sunset picture, and it'll be in the middle upper left. You'll see a little dot, a little yellow dot. There you go. That's the one. There it is. That's it right there, little guy.
Yep. Wow. That is so weird. You know, if you, because there's no way that that's like an opening at the sun ray, because you can see the sun rays, how they're reacting against the clouds or peeking through. And then all of a sudden you have that one dot that sticks out in that black cloud or that darker area.
Yep. And it's not like on the bottom of a cloud, its whole self is luminous.
Now I'll go back to the one where you cropped it or zoomed in on it.
Yep.
Wow. I don't know what to think of that one. That one's a definitely weird shape compared to everything else that we're used to.
Right. See, that's the thing. I believe that I've been visited by several different groups. Of course, the classic gray, black-eyed guys. And then I got visited by, unless it's all set up by the government and they're in outfits, but the other ones, like the first ones with the gray eye, the black eyes and the gray skin, it's the big traditional head, and skinny little body. Some were taller, some were shorter. And then the other group was, they had the almond shaped eyes, but their heads were more horizontal oval shaped,
Right.
And they were way darker. Their skin was dark gray instead of bright gray to white. And then the other ones that I remember is, of course, the reptilian type, and then what I can only describe as the Easter Island heads. They were huge. They were like easily 15 to 20 feet tall. I was surrounded in a circle by them, and they were talking in super duper low guttural voices, and it sounded like real weird, deep, creepy. They were huge, and like I said, imagine a real Easter Island head person with the kind of short body, but the big elongated head, big ears, and their earlobes were really long, and they were old, and they had old wrinkles in their faces, and it was like they were color of I'd say between a coffee brown, like instant coffee, how it looks,
right?
That kind of brown, and they looked like their skin looked like leather, old leather. They were old, whoever they were, and they were huge, and they were around me in a circle, and they were having me do physical things, like push-ups and sit-ups, just weird crap, and jump up. And
right.
One of them said, I could understand them. It was where I could understand them. I didn't understand them going, burr, 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 but I could hear it in my head what they're saying. And one of them said, it's amazing that he's able to do this still in the condition his body is in. And I was like, hey, that's not cool. Did I just get called a fat boy from an alien? What the heck?
Body shaming from an alien? That ain't cool.
And it's like every time that they realize that I understand what they're saying, whichever group it is, shut off.
Oh.
Cut off. I don't remember nothing after that. It's like they're like, whoa, he understands what we're saying. Not cool. So it's been wild stuff. So, seeing stuff like that, waking up in the middle of the night, seeing the UFO sitting out in the yard out my window, and I know I'm supposed to just get up and walk towards it, and I get to walk through the wall and straight into the UFO, not with a door, to the UFO, just a minute now, and then morning comes, I guess, dawn, and I'm outside in the backyard. Now I'm on the ground and I'm looking up, and there's 3 discs above me, and underneath them it looks like almost hieroglyphs, not Egyptian though. Under each one in hot pink lighting, and they just above, went wee, like kind of like intertwined with each other, and then poof, gone. And then I snap out of it, and I'm back in my room.
Wow.
And it's like 8 a.m. or something. So yeah, it got intense, man. It got intense, and my life has been really crazy beyond the supernatural and paranormal. So with normal life and all the crazy life I've lived, and being shot and over, and just the insaneness of my life, it was just too much. I was like, you guys, I'm sorry, but I'll try to do whatever y'all want me to do. But you tone it down a bit,
Right. So being an artist, since you brought up, different aliens or entities and different shapes, ships, have you ever put the two and two together to describe, okay, I've seen this shape in entity with this shape of UFO or whatever? Have you ever drawn any pictures like that? Or
Yeah, I did. I was in 2001. In 2001, I started trying to put a book together, and I was drawing it, but it was like for myself. It was kind of like a ghetto college rule paper, drawing and writing about my visitations and stuff. But yeah, definitely if I do it today, because like I said, I got really absorbed with the Bigfoot thing for so long, and kind of the way the UFO stuff. I was like, yeah, enough of that. They're like, oh, you don't want to see UFOs and aliens anymore. Let me introduce you to Heisen Squatch. It's like, oh, great. So, and then I've been visited, I have those pictures of Bigfoots with aliens, so I can't escape it. But yeah, I'm going to be putting together my UFO stuff in I'm working on 2 books, Bigfoot one and, the UFO one is coming too. So,
oh, good.
Well, we have a picture of an orb that looks like a Sasquatch sitting inside it, driving it around.
Really?
Yeah. And we need to pull it up.
I believe it too.
Here. And everyone said, "Oh, it looks like Curious George." It looks like he's inside this orb flying around. So, a lot of orbs are connected to UFOs, and so is Sasquatch.
Yeah, because I think you brought it up too, and a lot of people talk about how they see orbs or objects that look like they have faces in them and stuff. And Jane just happened to be going through footage that we captured at night, and she centered in on it. It's like, that looks like there's something inside of it. So we zoom it in without trying to lose the integrity of the picture, and it's like, that looks like a Sasquatch or a shape of a primate or something inside there.
It was interesting. They're all kind of connected there.
I'm going to send, I think I don't know if I sent this picture of Trump Squatch.
Oh, I don't think.
Or no. Did I send you before? Did I send it to you? Or no?
No, I don't think so. I think it was all UFOs that you sent.
Okay. Let's see here.
So you said this is a Sasquatch
Let
picture?
me see. I'll just show it to you. Well, no, I designed a drawing because remember I told you I'm an artist, right? So I made
right.
A cool picture. I just thought you'd like. Let me see. What the heck? Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Trump Squatch making the forest great again.
I always bring that up about let's make cryptids great again.
Right? I'll send you that picture after we get off because my phone's the one we're talking on. That was my tablet, and I guess it has a different contact list or something. Yeah.
Huh. So here's another sunset, it looks like to me. And this is from your wife?
Woo. Yeah, me and my wife were at my parents' house in facing I guess it'd be facing White Sands missile range. And again, it's from our front porch. And there was a big giant disc sitting there, hovering and spinning. And she noticed it first, so I gave her credit for taking the pictures and the video. And again, in my playlist for Paranormal 360, it's the UFO stuff. That video is on there, so it's actually from video. That's just a still grab from the video.
Wow. So that was sitting there spinning. Was it like, which way was it spinning? Long ways or like circular, like a spiral?
From left to right, and I believe it was a circular disc. So it was just like woo, woo, you know.
Okay. All right.
You could see a couple of the lights towards the left side and right side. It's a little brighter towards the ends. Those are the lights that are going all across of it, going back and forth like that.
Wow. Isn't that strange that some videos you can see the lights, but they're not necessarily like in a spinning motion like you'd see in the movies, you know, where this whole center spins. But then other people have videos where that does actually happen, where you see the lights going around. Yep. Yeah, that's cool.
There should be one more picture of that one without the word on the bottom. Might be a little crisper. Could be wrong. I think I sent it.
I don't know. I should.
One
if
time,
I would have put them in order. I didn't.
That was my fault. That was my fault. I apologize. All kinds of lives happening, and I was like, "Oh crap, that's right." You know, damn it. You know, I broke my foot. I'm getting ready for surgery on Thursday. So I've been driving around all day, you know, trying to get stuff prepared for my surgery. It's gonna be a minute. I'm gonna be out of the commission for a good 3 months of just healing, and then I gotta have physical therapy on learn how to walk again. It's gonna not be fun, but
that's the
I have to get ready because if I don't,
only 2 pictures I see of that particular one.
Yeah, there's only two. Okay. There's one without the words on the bottom, and then one with the words.
Yeah, we were just showing this is the one that you have of your close up of just no words.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so that's what we're showing. The very first one I showed is the one where you gave credit to your wife for the footage.
Okay. But it was huge. That thing is huge. Because if you watch the video later that night, it was out there again in the middle of the night next to the moon, and it was relative in size to the moon. You know, so it was huge.
Wow. So how did you break your foot? Amber Paraworld broke her foot or twisted her
ankle.
And now you got a broken foot.
Yeah, when I was at work at Tractor Supply, and I am the guy that carries all the heavy stuff. And one of the galvanized steel fences that's rolled up weighed about 300 pounds, and I had to load it up into a dually that was lifted, and my manager couldn't find the keys to the forklift, which normally is what would be used to load that. But they find the keys, and she said, "Oh, try to do it, you know, yourself. You're strong." So I was like, "Okay." So I did. I got it up on the thing, and then it started slipping out of my hand, and I tried to brace it with my knee. So that bracing with my knee gave me 2 fractures of broken bone, 2 torn ligaments, and they're gonna have to cut my heel bone in half as well, and reattach my calf muscles to the heel.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been out quote unquote out of work. I'm still employed for 6 months waiting for my surgery date, and that day is Thursday.
Wow.
Well, I hope that's not going to interfere with anything that you got coming down the pipeline with your Breaking Bad or your comics or any of that stuff going on.
Well, it's a plus for the comics and my books, because I'll be having plenty of time to write and finish drawing and all that stuff. I have a TV show being put together right now for me called Holy Moses. It's a sitcom, and they're doing a movie version of it too. Whichever one gets picked up first, they're gonna do, you know. And then I'm doing another movie in Albuquerque. The other one's in LA, but the other one's in Albuquerque. It's a movie where I play a police detective, surprisingly, for a bunch of murder, a serial killer on Route 66. But luckily, all those productions aren't going to be till late July, August. So there's perfect timing. I'll be able to jump back in that way. It's just going to hurt my my research beyond, you know, researching on computers and whatnot. But the personal, you know, stuff into I can get back out there. It's kind of mucho, you know, but we got.
Oh, I think we lost him again.
Trying to come back.
I was saying now would be a good time for the UFOs.
They just don't want him to talk today.
Just kidding.
So is there anything new on the Breaking Bad series? Did anybody pick that idea up, or are you guys still is that still up in the air?
I wrote a movie script for them. I showed Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad. It's a prequel to Better Call Saul, and he likes it. So as soon as I'm back in commission, then we can pursue any type of production for that. But I've contacted all the people that are going to be in it, and they've all agreed to do it. So it kind of tells the backstory of Tuco beyond Better Call Saul and how he ended up working with me and getting out of the cocaine game and getting into the meth game. How he was introduced to that, all of that. So really intense. And that one's called Breaking Burke or Breaking Berkey, for Albuquerque. Yeah.
Wow. If I would have thought about it, I could have told you to write me an old gray-haired guy in the script.
You have a part. You played the junkyard. We buy the some of the stuff that we use in the movie for the a lowrider type stuff. We go to your junkyard, and then you appear again. You would appear again in Breaking the Dead, because we go back to that junkyard after Breaking Bad has technically ended, and the movie El Camino is after that, and we go back to your junkyard and we find an RV that's almost the exact same model as the original one that got destroyed. So we get to see you again. If you want that role, it's yours, brother. We haven't cast that one, and I'm a producer and a writer, so I can choose that kind of stuff.
Oh wow, there you go. I think I could do it.
Gerald the junkyard.
I believe it. You the man.
You think I'd fit right in?
Bib overalls.
Right. look like you've been working on some cars. Have some greasy, overalls on, and just be as gruff as you want.
Awesome. Well, if I had people, I would tell my people to get a hold of your people, but I don't have any people.
Well, I don't know if you want me to. I don't know if you want me to tell my people.
Oh,
talk to you.
Oh.
Right, we'll pick you up.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We'll be over there in your backyard here in a little bit. I'm not sure, but I think we went through all your pictures. I'm going through them to see if there's any that I didn't show.
And you said you took these pictures, correct?
These are all pictures I've taken myself. One event that happened that was, I would say, really unique UFO wise was I went with a friend to Albuquerque to buy a old Suburban for him, and the alternator wasn't working very well, so it was still working slightly, but it was so low of a voltage that our headlights went out right when it turned nighttime. And we went on the highway from Socorro, New Mexico to Carrizozo, and we were freaking out because we were going to get pulled over with no lights on, and it's pitch dark out there. And I was joking, and I said, "Hey, if you guys can help us out, I'd appreciate that," because that guy has been around a bunch of the stuff that's happened to me UFO wise, so he didn't think I was too crazy, just a little bit. And sure enough, several UFOs showed up, spinning like the ones I told you about, 3 of them, and they lit the road all the way almost to Carrizozo. And we got to get home. And from Carrizozo, we waited for a train because there's a train tracks along the highway to Alamogordo, to Orosa, and we waited for a train to come by with its headlight, and it gave us just enough light on the highway to pace with it and get home. So that was a crazy night,
Oh my gosh. That's weird because you hear a lot of reports and stuff of the lights coming down and beaming on and like the radios and everything, the car dies and all this stuff. But then there's other reports where they see the lights, like you said, lighten up the area, but they don't really necessarily stop your vehicle, or you might have a little static in the radio, but that's about it.
Right.
So maybe
it just depends on what they want to do, man.
Yeah,
they can jam you or they can not jam you.
Wow.
Now, you said you've been seeing Dogman here lately now. So you want to tell us anything about your Dogman experience?
Well, it was the last adventure I went out in the forest, and I had was trying out the Samsung S23 Ultra, all that stuff, and I know what they sound like, the Bigfoots and everything. So I was hearing around me, Bigfoot stuff and some other weird noises, and what sounded almost like a chimpanzee noise, almost like like that.
Right.
And so I got my camera and I started taking pictures of the area I hear the noise from, and until I take that night shot, then I get that shot and brighten that with editing software, and I could see. I'll send you the pictures. If I hadn't sent them to you, I don't remember, but there is what looks like a juvenile Sasquatch hanging from a tree, a full-ground Sasquatch sticking out like this from a tree next to gray with the big black eyes, and then to the far left, same part of the forest but a different shot, what looks like a dogman or a werewolf looking really pissed off at me.
Wow.
So they're all hanging out together. It's like Hotel Transylvania or something. And I saw UFOs too that night too. So it's like my mom and dad were like, we're gonna go inside now. Okay, when they started hearing those weird, monkey noises, they're like, "You're gonna come inside? There's some weird stuff." I was like, "Oh, and they're talking my language."
Wow.
It was pretty wild.
There's a lot of reports where people have seen like UFOs or lights in the sky, then all of a sudden they have these experiences of cryptids. So there's obviously some kind of connection, either the UFOs are coming in to study the cryptids or they're joined and working together somehow.
It's all connected. And if you go through history, especially in the old medieval art, you see that there's a whole plethora of different creatures that were all out there together. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not until current times and the reversal of all truth, they tried to hide all that stuff from us. And now we're just rediscovering what we already one time knew, you know?
Right. Yeah, we've been looking into old world maps the last few weeks on our Wednesday night show, and there's so many cryptids and creatures and strange things on these old maps. Really makes you wonder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then
There's so much. There is so
all
much.
the biblical old church paintings show UFOs and stuff in the skies, you know, in the background. It's like,
Can you
really?
Can you pull that up? Can you pull that Sasquatch thing up, girl?
Yeah.
We discovered, or I discovered something watching a show that they were looking at cathedrals, and they're looking at the old paintings in cathedrals, and the Sistine Chapel in the UK
at the very bottom. At the very bottom.
He's going to zoom in and show the audience here that you zoom in to this. I mean, it's older than 1500s. That you zoom in, and right there, boom, there's a Sasquatch and another creature. So yeah, we'll pull this up for everybody. This is amazing. You know, so why would this be in a Catholic church a few hundred years ago?
Make this as big as possible. So this is the back wall, and this is the crucifix statue in front of the painting. So that's not part of the painting itself. And then you zoom in on that.
Sent them those pictures.
This is crazy.
And then you see the two, whatever they are, in this cave or right behind.
Cave, portal, something.
In the middle, right at the bottom, right in the middle of this. So it's a focal point.
I still think that Sasquatch looks scared.
I don't know. They both look weird to me. I don't know why it would. The one has more human features than the other one, unless it's just because it's dark and inside of a cave. But this one really has muscle definition, like a man, and the hands.
I think the other one looks like a gugly.
Look at the feet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's feet. Oh, we didn't notice that the other night. Oh, good catch, Jesus. Interesting. Three-toed. Wow. This is so
he looks
old.
pissed off.
Yeah, I mean the one face looks more like a Sasquatch, and this other one doesn't quite match the same.
Well, you know what happened? I found out after hours of research and figuring it out. Somebody took their beef jerky.
That's funny. That would make a good commercial, wouldn't it?
Right? When God's messing with Sasquatch.
I mean, who knows what's on some of these old murals and paintings in these old cathedrals that are several hundred years old.
And I have looked at this. I have looked at that mural before and never ever noticed that in the center. Never ever paid attention to that.
Yeah.
I paid attention to all these angels and the skin.
Yeah.
Okay, you see that?
The body.
Yeah, that skin looks like they pulled somebody's suit off of them, or a clone suit, or that is so weird.
Yep.
Holding on to some kind of a
they
skin.
ripped off the skin.
Yeah. I still think little grays are some kind of little AI robot with little skin suits.
So yeah, we've been going over all these old paintings and old maps and finding the blimmies and the dogmen and all the weird stuff that they put on these things. Like, why would they put this in there?
Does it seem like there's more creatures?
Think about when. Well, just like in the Bible, when it talks about that, over 200 different animals were mixed with humans, and the Nephilim, DNA, and they created all these different creatures, and so you put it. I would love to do. I'd love to get AI. Okay, get an AI put in all the Bigfoot research, put in all the UFO research of current times and abductions and all that stuff, then enter all the ancient maps, paintings, all that stuff into the AI and say, could you please go through all this and put together a timeline for us, and what do you think is happening here?
Mm-hmm.
See what it puts together and fits together, and and give them all the YouTube channels that we watch on all that stuff, and have it, because it'll watch them. It'll watch the YouTube and analyze all the videos and the information. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if you read the Bible and you talk about the fallen angels coming down and being with the earthlings or the women, there's no way you can tell me that something has fallen, a fallen angel, hasn't bred or had relations with other species and other things of the earth.
Yep.
So it's like you said, is that how we get Dogman? Is that how we get Mothman? Is that how we get all these other cryptids that are showing up? Is because of that timeline?
I was watching a video the other day that was really interesting on the Canaanites in the Bible. Canaanites were canine. They were dogmen.
It's like St. Christopher.
Then they were getting into the canine teeth, that some people, old days, did not have canine teeth. They were flat. We all have canine teeth now, which shows the DNA has been mixed and mixed and mixed.
Yeah.
So some people do not, but most people do have the canine teeth. And it was interesting if the Canaanites were actually dogmen, and that's St. Christopher. And then they got into knights, the K-Knights. The K is silent. They were all Canaanites. The knights were actually dogmen. Look up the old armor, and the armors have a snout to it. So
did you ever watch the channel New Earth?
What?
Have you seen New Earth? That channel? Have you ever watched that channel, New Earth? It's a lady that sounds like she has a real heavy Russian accent. Okay. And I'll look for the link and I'll send it to you. And she does one episode on the knights and what was really inside them, and a bunch of the ones that are in museums, the knight armor outfits, they're not able to fit on humans at all.
Right. That's what this show was talking about, that they were for the Canaanites that were dogmen, and they were the only ones that were knights. And that's why the K is silent. So they didn't want us to know they were dogmen, so they kind of changed it to knights. So very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
What about there was another video on the paintings of the masters' paintings, Da Vinci and all these other people, Michelangelo, and that the paint itself, back then they didn't go to Walmart to buy it. They didn't order it online or nothing. They had to make their own paint. Okay. And when they analyze this paint with the new technology we have, they find out that each layer of paint on these paintings is thinner than a human hair, by multiple times. And the molecules of the paint that they use would be impossible to grind.
Really?
And they're so thin that it's almost as if they were printed.
Oh, really?
But back then, they are old. They are very old. But yeah, there's the technology we don't. There is so much we don't understand.
There's so much that we've been lied to, and I said the other day, have they told us anything that's been the truth?
I
don't think so. Everything that we have been taught and shown has been lies and twisted around to hide things. Just like our timeline. We don't know what timeline we're on.
The devil or Satan, Lucifer, everything is upside down. So when they want to talk crap about Jesus, they reverse the crucifixion at 3 o'clock. in the daytime. So the bewitching hour and the time of the evil is at 3 a.m. You know,
Right.
they want to talk crap about Jesus and the cross. They turn it upside down. Everything is backwards. Okay,
Yeah, everything.
as above, so below, but it's reversed. It's like a mirror. So what I recommend to anybody out there that wants to just, mess around with theories and whatnot and hypotheses is whatever the official thing they're telling us in whatever topic you choose, look for the opposite.
Yes.
Because unless you look for it, it won't pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
And look at the dates when this organization came about and when this theory came about. And yeah, just have an open mind and things just start falling into place.
Do you guys watch My Lunch Break?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's my favorite channel right now. Yep.
Yep. Very cool channel. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's starting to really get into, not just the old world, but the theories that are going out and about right now. Yes.
Mm-hmm. With all the wars that are happening, what they take during the wars, and destroying all kinds of areas that they don't want us to see no more. And
Right.
and the Donkeys Incorporated.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yes, Donkey Incorporated. Yes, like there's no way we built all these things during the Donkey Incorporated era. Right.
No.
Yeah, he's a very good channel out there that shows, just the beautiful details of these cathedrals and stuff that there's no way we made this in the 1800s and horse and buggy and marble and granite. Yeah, we recommend that channel to a lot of people. And then John Levi is another really good one.
Oh yeah, John Levi. He's funny. I love his voice. It's so calm. And then I went with my dog, and here are my cats. And he's good. And then others, Flatwater. He's a British guy. He does a bunch of that stuff too. And then there's there's an Australian guy, autodidactic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a chance to check that one out, if you haven't, autodidactic. That's another good one that deals with the mud flood and all the stuff that My Lunch Break guy does too. There's so much out there that it is mind blowing, and it can be overwhelming, and it makes you rethink everything. And then you tie it together with the millennial ring. I don't know. I'm just saying that out there.
Yeah. If no one knows. Yeah, there's a new theory out
Stuff
there that
making
really
sense.
does make sense. Yeah,
Well,
I've been sharing.
That'll be another night. We should do that next time.
All right.
Yeah, we might have to
Come
because I have
down like
been
Charlie Brown.
All right.
Where are we in this timeline? We don't know.
Yeah, it's like Find Waldo.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, if anyone's going, what are you talking about? Well, you can do your own research right now. Just look up Little Season.
Yep.
Then that will ring a bell. There's a theory out. We'll just say it real quickly. There's a theory out there that we're not at the beginning of Revelation. We're in Revelation 20. All these old world buildings are from the 1,000-year millennial reign. I'll leave it at that. You do your own research. Wow. I'm not saying it is it. I'm looking into it now.
What a cliffhanger, huh?
Right.
It makes sense. It really does. There's a lot of channels out there teaching on this Little Season and talking about the old world buildings and why they're here and why everything's being covered up. Egg theory. So we don't really know. So yeah, I'm really thinking with Jesus and I were talking about this, that we might be in Revelation 20. There's 1,000 years gone here, people. And it was not medieval time. So yeah, it's just our new little theory that we're going down.
All right. That sounds like I want to watch that show. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. So you come back. Yeah, we can dig into the little theory, Jesus. Yeah. That'd be a good show, really.
So before we go, why don't you tell everybody, for people that just came in, about your books that you're talking about coming up, and any of your social media or anything new besides my my new part in your movie. So
Right. So, if you are looking to watch any of my YouTube videos on UFOs or Bigfoot stuff, all my research, you can search up Breaking Discoveries. That's the channel, but I have the Breaking Bigfoot series on that channel. So you can search either name, Breaking Bigfoot or Breaking Discoveries, and you'll more than likely see a picture of a Bigfoot or my face, or something. Subscribe, please do. I'm going to be putting a lot more new content up soon. If you want to read about my life in Hollywood, and I wrote a book called Baking Bad. It also has a small cookbook inside of it that I put together. That's on Amazon. It's called Baking Bad. And I am working currently on Breaking Bigfoot, the book, and also a UFO book called Jesus Jr., the book of Jesus Jr. And it's about all my UFO and abductions.
awesome.
That should be fun.
So how many times have you been abducted that you remember?
Did I remember? I would say a minimum of 20 times, I would say.
Oh, wow, that many
times.
Give or take.
Oh, that many. Wow.
But the fact that I've seen UFOs, if I want to see a UFO this week, I will see a UFO. Especially if I ask, which I don't like. Just like with Jesus and praying, I don't ask them for trivial things just to show off or just to get a new car, or I need this, I need that. No, I save those ones for serious moments where it's like, please, Lord, I'm about to fall off a cliff, or
Right.
stuff like that. So yeah, same thing with them. I don't want to play with them and disrespect whoever the heck they are, and let them know that I take them seriously, and I hope they take me seriously.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just watched something the other day about not praying for trivial stuff. I mean, sure, you can put that up, but the important stuff, that really life-changing, like you said, medical emergencies, death, or something really, really important is what you really need to focus on. Other than that, you need to pray for Thanksgiving. Yep. Thank you for my life. Thank you for everything that you've given me. Not I want.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. One thing before we go, okay? Elon Musk, the Starlink and all his starships, how the last two have blown up.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think they're blowing up from their malfunctions and their fault. I think it's they're being shot down.
We caught one
or they're
on
hitting
our
the firmament.
Camera.
One of the two.
Yeah, we caught one on our outdoor camera. I don't know if it was a rocket or one of the satellites, but yeah, we actually caught it on our 24/7 camera, and we uploaded it on our channel if anyone wants to go check it out. So you can see this little white light, and then it just breaks up and then falls into little pieces. So you think they're being shot down?
Yep.
Since we're talking about Elon and all that, and he was supposed to send a rocket up to go save those two astronauts that have been stranded up there. Have you seen the videos where there's a reporter interviewing them in between the two? It's like
a what?
A reporter.
Yeah. Oh.
I thought it was just those two were stranded up there. There's no way of getting anybody else up there. Now all of a sudden there's a reporter up there.
What?
Interviewing them.
How'd he get up there?
If you ever want to do a space station video, I would love to do a space station. I study that very deeply, and all the bull crap that's involved with that. I would love to do an episode on that too with you guys.
Did you see the video of the little mouse coming out of the space station?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that video. Yeah, it's supposed to be in space, and it looks like it's moving, and then this little mouse comes crawling in and out of the space station and going, oh, huh.
Really?
Oh, really? Okay. We have MySpace. Talk about a fake video there.
And all of a sudden, astronauts need snorkels.
Snorkels.
What? Are you in water? Are you in some Olympic pool filming footage? Why do you need snorkels and oxygen?
If you're in water bubbles. Why is there water bubbles? It's good.
All right, that'll be we got like 2 or 3 shows lined up already now, I guess.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, let's start digging down some rabbit holes.
I'll have plenty of time, guys. Trust me.
Okay,
right.
yeah. Yeah, we gotta keep you busy before you get back out and be behind the
Right?
camera. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Because
a good idea.
I'll be in Washington in October at the which one is it? It's Yakima Bigfoot conference in October. I'll be up there in Washington, so I need to heal up quick, and get ready to get back
There you
get
go.
on the road.
All right.
Wow.
Well, don't go anywhere. We'll just say goodbye to everybody in chat, and thank you all for coming. We appreciate you all, and I saw some of your questions, and I tried to bring some of it up as in our conversation. I hope you guys have enjoyed talking talking with us and Jesus and in our show. But we love having him on, and
We will bring him back.
Look forward to the next show. That'll be a really
Yeah.
good one.
We might have to reveal some things and make
Sounds
people
good,
go,
guys.
what?
All right. So saying all that, we love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Come in Wednesday night for our Night Owl Lounge. We'll have some more good, interesting stuff to talk about where we just hang out with chat and talk all night. And then Fridays, Saturdays, don't forget our creepy movie night they're getting really good. People are really liking the movies that we're picking. So check that out. And in saying that, keep looking up.
And keep your vibrations high.
All right.
Much love, everyone.
Love and peace, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.